He had a fascination with outer space and an interest in architecture. Colin Cantwell combined the two and ended up in Hollywood, designing the X-Wing and Death Star for the movie Star Wars. Cantwell passed away over the weekend at the age of 90. Photojournalist Byron Reed sat down with his longtime partner to talk about an extraordinary life.
Well, he was deeply into space most of his life. I am Sierra Dahl, and Colin Cantwell and I have been together for 24 years. Colin is probably one of the more unusual people in this world, and that not just from my perspective, but from the perspective of everybody that knew him. But his passion has always been the space, ships, and outer space in some fashion. And that's where he ended up with a lot of the films that he was working on. He was invited to work on 2001: A Space Odyssey in 1968, and he worked with Kubrick at nighttime, designing the space scenes.
And we're getting a picture on the TV.
He had a lot of projects with NASA, including sitting behind Walter Cronkite on the first moon landing, where he was telling Walter what was going on. He had a comm line between the astronauts and the NASA. But that is Colin and George Lucas. And after Walter Cronkite, he was working with George Lucas on Star Wars. These are pill bottles on the back of the X-Wing. So he built the very first models from the movie.
Look out!
And the Death Star fight scene. He worked on the movie War Games.
19 degrees past apogee.
He was invited into NORAD to see what it was, and then he created the whole set for War Games and then programmed all the screens, the war screens in the war room. He ended up with a job at Hewlett-Packard up in Fort Collins, and that's one of the reasons he came here. He passed away 2 days ago on Saturday, and he had dementia. And he had it for 8 years. And he had a peaceful ending. Funny, a wonderful, personable, sweet, creative genius, and people loved him. Everybody loves Colin.